The Chronicle of Deborah, mother of thunder and flame. In the days when Israel had forgotten the sound of its own destiny, when the roads were empty and travelers moved only in whispers, a silence lay upon the land like a heavy veil. Villages hid behind fear. Warriors had lost their song. The people bent beneath the iron hand of oppression, for Sisera, commander of the armies of Canaan, ruled with 900 chariots of iron engines of terror that rolled across the plains like thunder without mercy. Yet heaven was not silent. In the hill country of Ephraim, beneath the shade of a solitary palm tree, sat a woman, wrapped not in royal garments, but in the authority of God. The wind moved gently through the branches above her, as though creation itself listened when she spoke. Her name was Deborah, prophetess, judge, and mother in Israel. She did not inherit a throne. She became a throne. Men and women came from distant tribes, climbing dusty paths to sit before her, not because she commanded armies, but because she carried answers. When she spoke, confusion dissolved. When she judged, justice flowed like a river. The palm tree became more than a tree. It became an altar of wisdom, a meeting point between heaven's counsel and earth's need. For 20 years, Israel had cried out, their prayers rising like smoke through the night. And in the fullness of time, the Spirit of the Lord moved upon Deborah like a storm gathering strength. She sent for Barak. He was a warrior by calling, but a captive in courage. Destiny had been placed in his hands, yet fear had sealed his feet. When he stood before Deborah, she did not flatter him, she awakened him.
Has the Lord not commended you?
She asked, her voice carrying both fire and mercy. These were not merely words, they were a mirror held before his soul. But Barak, seeing the weight of the battle and the shadow of Sisera's chariots, answered with trembling honesty,
If you go with me, I will go, but if you do not go with me, I will not go.
Here lay the mystery. The warrior depended on the prophet. The sword depended on the word. Deborah rose. She did not rise as a spectator, but as a witness of divine intention. Yet she spoke a prophecy that rippled through time. The journey you take will not lead to your honor, for the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman. Heaven had already chosen the instrument of victory. The day of battle came, and Mount Tabor stood like a watchful giant over the valley of Jezreel. Barak descended with 10,000 men, their feet pounding the earth, their hearts caught between fear and faith. Above them, Deborah stood not with shield or spear, but with the authority of alignment with God. Then she spoke the word that split history. Up, for this is the day in which the Lord has given Sisera into your hand. In that moment, the invisible moved into the visible. The heavens broke open. The Kishon River swelled beyond its banks. The ground turned to mire, and the iron chariots, once symbols of invincibility, became traps of their own making. Wheels sank. Horses panicked. The army that had terrorized a nation was swallowed by the very earth it trusted. Sisera fled on foot, stripped of power, running not from an army, but from prophecy. He came to the tent of Jael, a woman whose hands knew the quiet labor of domestic life, not the clash of war. She welcomed him with milk and shelter, and as sleep overtook the exhausted general, destiny entered the tent. With a hammer and a tent peg, tools of peace turned into instruments of judgment, she fulfilled the words spoken by Deborah. Thus the mighty fell not on a battlefield, but in a place of rest, by a hand the world would have overlooked. When the victory was complete, Deborah did not build monuments to herself, she sang. Her song was not merely music, it was a prophetic archive. She called the tribes to remembrance, praised those who came to the battle, and awakened those who lingered in comfort. Her voice became history, theology, and celebration woven into one. The leaders took the lead in Israel, the people offered themselves willingly bless the Lord, and the land had rest for 40 years. 40 years born from one woman's obedience, 40 years flowing from a voice that refused to be silent. Deborah reveals a mystery, often hidden in plain sight. True authority is born from intimacy, not position. She judged because she listened. She led because she aligned. She prophesied because she dwelt where heaven's whisper becomes earth's command. She was mother, prophet, strategist, and worshipper, not fragmented roles, but a single life surrendered. Her story is not merely about a battle won, it is about identity restored. Israel remembered who they were because one woman remembered who God is.